Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts, and guys, it's Christmas Eve, so I've decided to do a different type of video for you guys today. Hope you guys like it. So for the past 2 weeks or so, I've been really getting back into comic books and graphic novels. Now, I'm not really sure what is considered a comic book and a graphic novel, because to me, these are comic books, the individuals, and I'm assuming these bigger covers, like these bigger, with more pages and stuff, and it's like a big collection, is considered a graphic novel. If I'm wrong, shoot me now. But anyways, I have a collection of comic books, a lot more comic books, like in a lot of varieties, and a couple of graphic novels that have a bunch of stories or one big story combined all together in one booking, not like a bunch of different comics you gotta go out and buy. They're all combined in one, so, there's that. So anyways, I'm gonna go through my comics first. I have a bunch of them, as you can see here, and I have a couple of graphic novels, and here's the best thing, everybody. I have not read any of these, so to me it's like all of this to me is gold. Like, I cannot wait to get into these books. I've already finished year 1 of Injustice Gods Among Us, the year 1 graphic novels. I got the volume 1 and volume 2 of year 1, completed it a couple days ago. Fantastic. I know that I got a bunch of catching up to do with that. But anyways, let's jump into what I have. So I have 2 Marvel comics, and then we'll get to all the DC, because I've been collecting DC stuff like crazy. Like, I'm on a DC binge right now. So this is not a Marvel hate, but understand right now I'm on a DC binge. Hopefully I'll get into a Marvel binge soon. So the first, actually the 2 are mainly, is this Moon Knight. It's called Final Phase. I'm not really sure what's going on. This might be like the last issue. I'm not really sure. It was like there. I'm like, it's pretty cheap, so I decided to pick it up. So there's that. Next up is another Moon Knight, but this one has Ghost Rider as well. I decided to pick this up as well. I'm like, well, I'm trying to get into Moon Knight. I really like the look of the character. I did some research about Moon Knight, and so since I saw this comic with Ghost Rider, I'm like, I might as well pick it up, so I did. So there's that. Now let's get to all the DC stuff. So here's the comics. You'll notice there's a trend, and you'll see what the trend is. Hopefully throughout this video, you'll see the trend of all the DC stuff. So we got a Batman and Superman. I'm not really sure who they're fighting, because like with the store, you couldn't just like tear open the plastic and start looking into it. So I just bought it off face value. I'm like, well, Superman, Batman, can't go wrong there. So I decided to pick this up. There's that. Here's a pretty interesting one that I saw. I'm like, this is intriguing. It was pretty cheap. I'm not really sure if it's rare or expensive, but I'm like, it's intriguing. Green Lantern 50th special 50th anniversary issue. Now, what's interesting about this, as it says here, Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern returns. I'm not really sure if that's correct or if that's like the actual original Green Lantern. Then Hal Jordan, who's on the cover, I believe that's Hal Jordan in the middle there, is the most popular Green Lantern, and that Alan Scott's just the original. I'm not really sure, guys. That's the whole intriguing thing. I'm going to look into all this stuff when I actually look into this comic eventually. Next up, we have Justice League America, Destiny Hand 1. Not really sure what's going on here, but what really caught my eye was the black Flash there. We also have, of course, Arrow and Canary. You also got your Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I'm assuming that's Hal Jordan. You got your Red Tornado Hawkman, and you got your Martian Manhunter. And I'm like, well, it's got a black Flash on it. I might as well pick it up, so I did. Now, I know this is probably not the entirety of the issue, but this might be where things go wrong. The Death of Superman. I know that there is a graphic novel of the entirety of the series. I picked this up because, like, that iconic image, and I believe this is the part, like, this is the actual issue where he dies. But I know there's more to the story, so I'm definitely looking to pick up the actual graphic novel itself. But I picked it up because I actually do want to see this part, which I'm hoping is in this one, but I'm not really sure. The next is actually issues 0, 1, 2, and 3 of a new Justice League of America series. So, issue 0 of Justice League of America. You got your issue 1, which I really like that cover. Pretty awesome. Like, all those heroes. That's pretty badass. I mean, can't lie about that. You got your issue, make sure I don't drop anything, issue number 2. Got your variety of characters there again. So this is like a volume 2, essentially. I'm not really sure if there's a graphic novel or, expanded, everything in one package. There's 3. Now, I could have went and bought 4 and 5, but I don't think the comic book shop I went to had 6, 7, or 8. Like, they skipped from, like, 5 to 9. So I'm like, I'll just stop at 3, and then I'll see where the story goes, essentially, if I really want to enjoy it or not. This is interesting. So we have Batman and Punisher, a Marvel DC crossover. I thought it was very intriguing. Now, I don't believe this is the actual Batman we know, essentially. This is the Batman, I think it's Azrael's Batman, or one of Azrael's Batman, I believe. But to see Punisher and Batman on a freaking cover, Oh yeah, it does say Marvel on the side there. The pricing covers up the Marvel, but there's DC and Marvel, so I decided to pick this bad boy up. Trying to get that glare off there. Now the next 4 here are comic book adaptations of Warner Brothers motion picture films, and these are all 4 Batman movies that came out in the 80s and the 90s. So, of course, the first 2 I really wanted. The last 2 I didn't really need to get, but it is what it is. So we have the original Batman, which is pretty badass. I like that cover a lot. You got your Batman Returns, which is pretty freaking sweet. I like that. Batmobile in the back there. It's pretty awesome. Now, like I was saying, the last 2, there was no reason for me to get because the movies were horrible, but, you know, to me, I'm wondering if the actual comic adaptations are better than the movies. I'm assuming yes. Batman Forever, yeah, I know, but I want to see if it's better. And I'm assuming it will because there's no actual audio. It's just think of it in your head. Batman and Robin, I know. But I wanted to see if it's worth it. I'm assuming it will be because you're not actually watching it. You're reading it and you can think in your head how this could go differently. Not just assumption there. Those are the end of the comics. Now let's get to the graphic novels. I'm still using that term because I'm still making the video. So hopefully you guys will correct me and say, no, that's just that's just like a collection, or if there's a term for these. Well, let's see. So I got a couple here, pretty big size books, but I definitely wanted to pick these up for sure. So the first one I did show off as kind of a example, essentially. Justice League Trinity War. Now, I've been very intrigued by the look of this comic. I've skimmed through it before I purchased it, and I'm like, I really like the look of that cover. I like kind of the what's said on the back here about the backstory. So definitely wanted to pick this up, and it says it covers quite a bit of stuff here. A bunch of different artists and a bunch of different, writers and all that kind of stuff combined in this book. So there's a bunch of different stuff going on in this. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. We got the Justice League Volume 1 Origin from the New 52. Now, I know this is a retelling of the origins of Justice League and all that kind of stuff. They did a movie about this. I can't remember what it's called, but they actually did an animation, straight-to-home video of this. And they actually have a combined Volume 1 Origins combined with the actual animated movie. But I just picked up this because it's just... I want the imagination there, so picked up Volume 1. If I'm enjoying this, I'll pick up the Volume 2 they have of the collection of stuff going on there. Now, the last 3 are, well, the next 2 are just Batman-oriented. We have Batman Night of the Owls. Now, I'm not really sure about the story. I'm not sure if it's related or directly related to the Court of Owls, but it's the Night of the Owls. So I wanted to pick this up. There's a lot of content in here, a lot of stuff, and the artwork is just beautiful in this. I mean, it's just really good artwork, really fascinating. I cannot wait to get into this one. I might actually get into this one next as I finished up year 1 of Injustice Gods Among Us. Next up, we have the infamous Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. I am so excited to get into this. I know that Batman, The Dark Knight Strikes Again, I believe that's what it's called. The second part of this Frank Miller's thing is not that well received, but right now they're doing Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, which I'm not really sure about that title, but, you know, it is what it is. I've heard that Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, which was currently in production and actually currently working on the story right now, is a lot better than the second one, but I don't know. The very last one here is one that I've heard about for quite some time from different people. They say it's amazing, so I decided, okay, fine. It was cheap on Amazon compared to other stuff. Kingdom Come. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the story of this, but from what I've read online is that this is like 4 or 5 factions of heroes, and I believe villains as well, that are all going to fight against each other. I'm not really sure of the story, like I said, and it's really intriguing that I don't know a lot about any of these really, because it's gonna make me more surprised when I go in to watch them, to read them. So I'm definitely intrigued on that front. You know, that's the whole entire collection as of right now, guys. I would have showed Injustice Gods Among Us Volume 1 and 2, but you know, I bought those a long time ago. These are all the ones I've bought recently. And I do have others on my mind that I do want to pick up. But first, I want to get through some of these first before I start buying more. At this point, I'm going to stop buying until I go and actually read through them. So I think the first one I'm going to get into is Batman, The Night of the Owls. That big, what I call collections graphic novel. Essentially a whole lot of content in there. And as you saw, the theme, Batman. That's the theme. You know, because I am currently just obsessing over that character. I've recently went back to playing Batman Arkham Knight because I don't know why, I just love that character. I'm just starting to fall in love more with that character. And the reason why I don't have a lot of Marvel collections, the big books, or any of them actual Marvel comics, is because I didn't really see any Marvel comics in the store that I was really intrigued by. And on the collections front, the big things we saw at the end there, it turns out Marvel comics are way more expensive, even on Amazon.com, which is a great place to go to look for certain items, all that kind of stuff that you want to get cheaper, and without including shipping and all that kind of stuff when they ship the order to you. Then Marvel just charges more. Like for a book, let's say hypothetically, this was $20. This collection right here, which is a pretty good size, right? This is $20 from DC. If you go to the same store and they have a Marvel one that's this size, maybe even a little smaller, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's kind of like this size roughly, right? This size, $25. Like, it's $5 extra, and the tax added on that, it's just not worth it. I mean, that's $5 extra, I know, but I hope that they don't really lower the price, but just get better deals, because I was just more intrigued by these stories and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking to try to get into some Spider-Man. I'm looking to try to get into some Avengers and all that kind of stuff. Infinity War, I want to get into that. Civil War, not Captain America Civil War, but Civil War, Marvel Civil War. But the books, I don't know why Marvel just charges more for them. So maybe at some point they'll lower the prices or have some type of deal where I can actually get some, at a better deal and all that kind of stuff. Because, that's why, besides the fact that I'm obsessed with Batman, they've had a lot of great deals with these. So there you have it, guys. That's the video. I've rambled on a little too longer than I should have. But I hope you guys enjoyed the collection. Which one was your favorite? Besides telling me if I'm right or wrong about the whole graphic novel, saying for the collections and all that kind of stuff. Just let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, which one you're more intrigued by. Are you guys into comics? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you read? Are you reading anything? Were you interested in comics before? Anything and everything. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'm done rambling. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.